I'm sorry. I have to pause for a second. I have somebody on my Facebook right now. We're talking about like the Confederate flag right now. And this isn't anything political, don't worry. It's not political, but we're talking about the Confederate flag, and we're talking about how like NASCAR had like banned it from like NASCAR events, whatever, yada yada. And someone had said like, "Oh, yo, like it's just a flag, whatever." And I was like, "Well, flags do stand and represent things, whatever, right?" I have someone on my Facebook who dead ass like first he said, um, the Confederate flag is just about the economics of the South, and stuff like that, like heritage and economics, yada yada. And I was like, okay, economics. What did their economy rely on? And then he said, this is his reply. He said, crops. Crops. This man said it relied on crops. My guy, who picked the crops? How are people this unbelievably daft? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for derailing the stream. He replied and he said, regardless. Holy shit. Nothing. Shut up. Shut the. I can't. I can't. I can't, dude. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jason, go to on my Facebook wall. Go to where I shared about what NASCAR did with how they banned the Confederate flag. Like go to that and look at the thread under Jethro's comment. Oh, oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Bro, like put it on the screen. Dude, wrong one. so you guys can see it better. Okay. So it's like that was the original comment here. And I never just go all caps like that. I never do, but I'm so flabbergasted right now, dude. But he was like, it's just a flag. I was like, flags represent and stand for things, whatever. And then this is the comment that started it all. Misconception that flag is racist. If you actually read and research, it was about the South rising up against the North due to economic issues. I was like, what misconception? It's not like a symbol that was hijacked and meant for other things. The flag was firstly a trader's flag, but secondly a flag that represented the values of the people who donned it, which, mind you, was slavery and white supremacy, whatever, right? Like, he said, regardless of what it was about, it was about economics. And then I was like, this man said economics. That's a nice cover-up way of putting it. What did their economy rely on? Which regions were the slaves trying to escape from? And he's sitting here talking about it's a symbol of Southern ancestry and heritage, as well as, we've heard this shit before, representing a distinct and independent cultural tradition. Like, fuck out of here, man. Like, you have to be completely brainwashed, bamboozled. Your mind is warped if you actually feed into that heresy, into that bullshit. I was like, that didn't answer my question. So I already said it was a part. And notice, he hasn't actually said the words. He hadn't said the word slavery up until this point. Like, he's scared to actually say the word type deal. You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't actually acknowledged. Yeah, like, yeah, y'all scooping this, right? Like, he just keeps referring to it as like it and that, but he just won't say the word slavery up until this point. Like, he already said that it, being slavery, is a part of their economics, but it was not only slaves. Oh no, now he finally said it. It was not only slaves. So he said it was half slaves and half crops. Crops were a big chunk, if not equal to slaves. Who picked the crops, Jason? Who? Who do you think planted them, watered them, and harvested them for the South's economy? The cross picked themselves. How do you actually sit here with a straight face and try to separate the two? Like how do you separate the two? That's like saying, oh yeah, a large part of Nike's manufacturing is the shops across China. Across the seas in China and the Philippines and stuff. But kids are like a small portion of like no, you see what I mean? Like sweatshops are like a small, no, like you can't separate the two. There are kids in those sweatshops basically working for free. It's goddamn near slavery. You know what I mean? He really sat here and tried to say like it was part crops and it was part slaves, as if those weren't one and the same. Now, I've been hearing lots of stupid shit for the last 2.5, 3 weeks. Y'all seen me straight. I've never reacted this way. And I've been very cordial. I've been very nice to him. He's been saying a lot of misleading, misunderstood, just kind of like, I can tell he's just ignorant. He doesn't know any better type shit. He's been kind of saying that all week, and I've been nice to him. Here's why you're wrong. Here's the information, right? I've been very nice, cordial, but like this? This? He delete that comment where he said regardless? I think he did. Yeah, because I have 2 comments right there. So I didn't put these back to back. I put crops. Crops. Who was picking the crops? And then he replied and he just said regardless, but I think he deleted the comment. And that's why I said there is no regardless. This man replied and said regardless. Yeah, and then, in the context of the time, it was not considered to have slaves. Which is also not true. During the time of the Civil War, that was definitely not true. But shut up. That was definitely not true because there was actually plenty of white people during that time who were acknowledging that it was. And that's why they were part of the railroad and they were helping, harboring, runaway slaves and stuff like that. Like, it wasn't just Harriet Tubman that was helping slaves escape. So there's plenty of white people. Matter of fact, they largely relied on a lot of white people to help slaves get to the North to escape. So, like, that's not true either. This whole time he's telling me to look into the history of the Confederacy in the Civil War, but then he's going to sit here and say that at the time it wasn't considered to have slaves when it absolutely was. And even if it wasn't, it's like that doesn't change anything anyways. You know what I mean? Like, it still was what it was. Like, it was wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter. Oh, it was considered wrong for the time. We know it is now. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like... Oh, no, there's the regardless statement. I think it didn't move it out of order. But yeah, that was the comment he had made. He just said regardless. Like, bro, I'm done. I'm done. I need to refresh this because it hasn't loaded some of the replies. Let me see. You're right. It was about Southern states' rights to keep people as slaves for their economy. That's like it all goes hand in hand. You can't say it was about states' rights. You can't say it was about economy. Because both of those things were literally about the slaves. Yeah, and that too. That's not even getting into the fact that there are tons of like generals and politicians within the Confederacy that made addresses, letters, to the North or to they're trying to get allies across the seas. They would mention slavery in their addresses. You know what I mean? Like, this is for our rights to like own slaves, in which our economy relies on. Yada yada. Like, you can't separate the two, dude. Imagine people flying the Nazi flag and saying, well, it's my heritage. See my ancestors. Yeah, exactly. Like, anyways, guys, back to Xenoblade. I'm sorry. That just... that flabbergasted me so hard. I saw a D1 comment on something. Where's his comment? D1! Yo, all he said was, LMAO this. Oh, shit. Also, guys, Jason says hi. Oh my god, dude. Unbelievable. I'm sorry, I know this is supposed to be Xenoblade, but I had to show you guys that just to show y'all I was not making this shit up. I was not making... He deadass sat there and said it was about crops and it was about economics. Oh, no, first he said, oh, it's about economics. Then I was like, no, try again. Oh, it was about crops. No, try again. I mean, like, it was, but like, what are those things tied to? What did those things rely on?